Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, goodbye Mr. Chips, and welcome to the madness that is the Charlie Marx Show. I'm Charlie Marx because my mother wrote it in my school uniforms. Glancing over the papers, I read an article which told me that Farmer, and one-time part of the trilogy that hosted Top Gear, the greatest car show ever until the powers that be destroyed it, Jeremy Clarkson, was said to have wanted to have Queen Camilla in the hot seat of the quiz show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Firstly, I don't reckon she'd really need the money and she'd see it more as pocket change. But who would she ask to be her phone a friend? What if she got a question in the book Spare? Or about royals who live their private lives on Netflix? Food for thought. A quick reminder to please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications and follow the Charlie Marx Show. Also please share, as sharing is daring. You can also leave me a comment, or why not join the show by telling me what's bugging you in the world with the Devil's Advocate. I can also be spied upon by you visiting www.charliemarx.co.uk. So, coming up on tonight's show, we have all the latest fake news from around the world and beyond from the CM Newsroom, Storytime with Sir Percival Homosexual reading a classic, and of course, moans and groans and things that go irk in the night with the Devil's Advocate. There are also some new things and some old things and some middle things to keep you laughing all the way to the subscribe button. But before all the madness which is the Charlie Marx Show, let's take a look at what's happening in the charts. Welcome to the pop charts, and this week we'll be counting down the top 6 albums on the Made Up charts. In at number 6, Lemonade with their special charity record, Prats for Africa. Climbing up to number 5, the New Maniacs with their third album, Three Horsemen and a Half-Breed of the Apocalypse. A non-mover at number 4, Boris Johnson at the Wurlitzer organ. Moving down from the top spot to number 3, the Boring Drones with their album recorded live at the Hoa Chinese restaurant. Straight in at number 2, a new manufactured boy band, Take Twat, with their first debut album, Greatest Tits. And at the number 1 position for the first week running, Vladdy Putin, with his exceptional first solo album since leaving the Boring Drones and Take Twat. Vlad, you made it. And that was the pop charts for this week. Join me next time for another look at what those young, cool, trendy hipsters are listening to in the charts. Now we go live to get the future today with Manfred the Psychic. Hello from beyond. My name is Manfred the Psychic, and together with my spirit guide, Bob, I shall be communicating with your dear departed loved ones, or even someone you didn't even know. Bob is now channeling the spirits towards me, and are you there, Bob? Bob, are you there? Bob is here. Okay. I am picking up after my dog because I do not want another fine. There is a big white light in the sky at night, which looks like a torch. And from the east, the winds will become very strong and blow in, meaning that it is a good day to put out a washing. I feel the presence of a spirit, a very large spirit, a spirit that makes me want to say the name. If anybody can pick that up, anybody out there in the television land can pick up that name, then I will be happy to tell you that they are saying that you should send money to this caravan park for the attention of Manfred the Psychic. Also, I am hearing in my head, thank you Bob, thank you Bob, that there is an animal in the water. It is a fish. And this fish swims about, and someone will catch this fish and eat it. They will be a fisherman. I'm losing channel now. Losing you, Bob. Losing you, Bob. Oh, Bob has gone. This has been Manfred the Psychic. I hope you will join me again next time when I shall be communicating with the spirits. Good night. Welcome back to the Charlie Marx Show, you wonderful, lovely people. Lots more to come, but first time for all the latest fake news from around the world and beyond with CM News. Good evening and welcome to CM News with me, Cher. Our top story this evening. Tributes have been paid to the English Bon Jovi tribute band, By Jovi, who were all killed when they got into a fight with the tribute Guns N' Roses band, Nuns and Noses. Tributes were made by a tribute group to those who pay tributes. A fire in Swanson's matchbox factory has burned the building to the ground. Fire chiefs say the fire was started at the matchbox factory just after the workers decided to go on strike. The towns of Nosferatu and Dracula have been twinned, as they are technically the exact same town, with different citizens, and I could have saved £20 on seeing the remake of a movie that was a classic in its own right. The twinning will take place on Thursday. Politics now. It's been a year since the death of Joe Biden, which was marked today by Joe Biden giving a talk titled, Who is Joe Biden? And finally, former Beatle Ringo Starr says he's still hopeful and positive about a Beatles reunion happening in the not too distant future. Right now, 50% of the group is ready and eager to get back into the studio, but are waiting for the appropriate time to hold the séance. And that was the latest headlines from CM News. This is Cher. Good night. More from the CM Newsroom next time. But now, my special guest. My guest this evening is an airline pilot who has flown some of the greatest planes to ever take to the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, live via satellite from Ray Charles Airport, Captain Jim Leek Picard. Welcome to the show. My first question to you is, how difficult is it to become a pilot? How difficult is it to become a pilot? Not really. I got my diploma from a website. What does it take to actually fly a plane? Well, it takes a plane. Pilots work on a very strict schedule. How important is it to stick to that schedule? Not really, just as long as I'm back in time for the pub's last orders. Have you ever had an emergency while flying? Yes, we almost ran out of vodka. Do you find captains of planes get the biggest respect in an airport?
Well, of course we do, because we are the best. Hey, there's another 50 quid.
Finally, have you ever encountered a UFO in the sky?
Well, that's a bloody good question. Yes, ever encountered a UFO in the sky? Well, if you're going to encounter them, that's the best place to see them, I would say. Anyway, my doctor says that I've been seeing aliens for a long, long time, even on the ground.
Well, that's all we have time for. Join me next time for a sober guest. But now it's time to slip into your pyjamas, get your cosy blanket, throw another weasel on the fire, and curl up on the sofa with a nice glass of wine as Sir Percival Homosexual reads a poem in this week's Storytime.
Hello children, today I'm going to read you a lovely poem instead of a story because the producer of this show has cut my wages. So are you sitting comfortably with the people who are only pretending to be your family? Then we'll begin. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse, with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She'll be uncomfortable wherever she goes.
Tonight on The Devil's Advocate, an article in the paper read that a third of Gen Z workers, that's people aged between 18 and 24, take mental health days off work for stress. Now, there are probably not enough hours left in the entire existence of the planet to even brush against this revelation, but here goes. What is going on with this generation? Why are they so weak? Was there something in the water that their parents drank? And what if there's a war? Will the call up to go to arms be ignored because they can't get the youth of today out of their beds? Past generations lived through wars, deep unemployment, recessions, depressions, famine, you name it. They faced it. So what the hell have this generation got to be so depressed about? Now, I'm not having a go at the many people with genuine depression, as this type of depression can be very depressing. But come on, Gen Z will never be able to accomplish anything if they have to take a day off work because the cheese in their fridge has gone mouldy. I have a friend, Peter, who includes his sick days in with his public holidays. But this is an act of brilliance rather than a pathetic poor me cry. We all need to toughen up and face this very short existence with everything we have, or we could all end up in bed, depressed. Thank you for watching the Charlie Marx Show, and remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share, and follow me on www.charliemarx.co.uk. So, until next time, if you're not watching the Charlie Marx Show, you will have to go to work.